Well, and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, a Manatee County animal shelter is dealing with its second virus outbreak of 2018. Nate's Honor Animal Rescue in Bradenton is closed while at least 5 of their puppies deal with the life-threatening disease parvo. Unfortunately, it was not detected before at least one of those dogs was adopted out to an unlucky owner. ABC 7's Erica Jackson spoke with that owner tonight and joins us to explain how the shelter is dealing with that outbreak. Erica?
Adam, thank you. Nate's has been working with the University of Florida to figure out the best ways to contain the disease and how to best sanitize the shelter in the event of outbreaks like this one.
I got so excited and fell in love with him instantly. He is perfect.
3-month-old Aries wasn't always a quiet pup. Emily Gentry fell in love with his energy when she adopted him from Nate's Honor Animal Rescue last week. But on Thursday, the vet tech noticed Aries was lethargic while vomiting and defecating frequently. He was soon diagnosed with the potentially deadly parvovirus.
To come home with a dog that already contracted parvo before me even getting him in my care made me feel really powerless.
I don't know if it's necessarily something that keeps happening here. It's something that just keeps happening, period.
Nate's Associate Director Karen Slumba says it's a bad year for parvo outbreaks around the country and says another unnamed shelter in Manatee County is also dealing with the virus. This is Nate's second parvo outbreak since January, with the last epidemic costing the nonprofit $25,000 and killing 1 puppy.
We shut down our shelter, we deep cleaned, and everything was fine. And then, of course, we just had some new ones with parvo come in.
Nate's discovered 5 dogs were fighting the virus this week after 1 showed symptoms, with tests returning positive. Slumba says it's hard to figure out how dogs contract the virus, but believes the pups had it when they arrived.
It was interesting that the 2 litters that tested positive came from the same transport. So in all likelihood, they had contracted it prior to coming here.
Staff at Nate's is working around the clock to care for the sick animals and cleaning every inch of the shelter. Gentry won't take Nate's up on its offer to return Aries and get a full refund, but she wants other rescued dogs to get tested for the virus.
I couldn't imagine someone else going through the pain that I'm currently going through with him.
Nate's will be closed through at least Wednesday, but it could be longer if more cases are discovered. The shelter tells us they're confident all of their sick dogs will make full recoveries. Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. In other news, a new tool is helping seniors and those without transportation in the state become more independent and mobile. The program, called Find a Ride Florida, is paid for by the Florida Department of Transportation and gives users a simple way to get to a destination. The system also goes throughout the state, so you aren't confined to options just within your immediate area. Project coordinator for Find a Ride Florida says their studies have shown that most men face 7 years of what is called transportation dependence at the ends of their lives and 10 years for women.
So everybody wants to think that they will drive until the end of their life, but the reality is for most of us that will not be the case. The sooner we think about it and look at the options, we can make decisions about transportation and where we're going to live that can really help keep us active as we age.
The site is also expected to give you personalized options to search by the time of day you want to travel and by cost. And if you're interested in using that tool, grab a pen and paper. The website is right there on your screen, safeandmobileseniors.org/find-a-ride. A new payment option will soon be available for Manatee County area transit passengers. On Monday, MCAT will begin offering mobile ticketing, allowing people to pay their bus fares straight from their smartphone. The 1-year pilot program is available through the Token Transit app for the purchase of a single ride fare and daily, weekly, and monthly bus passes. Well, Target acquired and the eggs are in the basket. I repeat, the eggs are in the basket. Hope City Church SRQ celebrating Easter in arguably the most dramatic fashion today. 12,000 eggs dropped from a helicopter behind Tatum Ridge Elementary. And as you just saw, the mad dash started soon after. Dozens of kids taking off to grab as many of those eggs as they could fit in their baskets. We caught up with several of those hunters afterwards to see how they did and what they enjoyed most about this year's Sarasota egg drop.
All the little kids just go and then we go, but I think we probably got the most eggs. Yeah.
I love candy and toys. I've never seen so many eggs in my life, and this is a good choice. It was a lot of fun.
And to make it fun for all the kids in attendance, today's egg drop had 2 separate areas for kids, one for the little ones that are kindergarten and younger, and another one for kids up to the 5th grade level. And it always becomes a competition, whether it's siblings or just hundreds of kids, one way or the other, it's a competition. Let's take it over to Wendy Ross for checking our weather now. And Wendy, I think we're leading the country in weather today.
Oh my gosh, it was just another beautiful day, and we had it really across the Sunshine State. We had a little bit of rain that came in late in the day, and so most of this is a result of the sea breezes from the east coast to the west coast, and they've converged just along and to the east of I-75, and so you can see them right here, and they're going to dissipate rather rapidly. We are not expecting to see a whole lot in the way of wet weather for the rest of tonight, and then it's just going to be partly cloudy skies with those winds shifting around, and we're going to start to see them come in out of the south. And so when that happens, you know those temperatures are going to be on the rise. 78 degrees for us right now, dew point humidity levels right at 66, winds coming in out of the west northwest at 13 miles per hour, and for a large part of us, especially if you're close to the coastline, we are looking at fair skies right now. Venice reporting partly cloudy skies, 73 degrees. That's one of the cool spots, but every place else reporting temperatures very close to 80 still. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. Well, new tonight, President Donald Trump taking more of his frustrations to Twitter, this time targeting what's being called the deal for dreamers. The president tweeting that the deal is dead and lashing out against the Democratic Party. ABC's Richard Cantu shares what he said and the party's reaction.
They had a great chance. The Democrats blew it.
President Trump sounding off against the Democrats and Mexico over the DACA deal as he headed to church with his family this Easter Sunday, backing up a tweet that the DACA deal to help dreamers was, quote, no more. The president voiced his frustrations with Mexico and what he claims is their inability to help the U.S. control immigration.
Mexico has got to help us at the border. They flow right through Mexico. They send them into the United States. Can't happen that way anymore.
The president also threatened to pull out of a free trade agreement with Mexico unless it does more to stop people from crossing into the U.S. President Obama announced the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program in 2012 to protect hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants who came to the U.S. as kids from being deported. President Trump ended the program last year but gave Congress 6 months to pass legislation to preserve it. A deal has remained elusive.
I think you can see, especially from the appropriations process and the omnibus, that the Democrats didn't push it. The Republicans don't seem to have a way to get there. And also, it's in courts, basically.
The president did not explain his thinking when asked by reporters earlier. The White House also did not respond to a request for clarification. Richard Cantu, ABC News, New York.
The Secret Service is investigating tonight after a sign was vandalized at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. Red paint was splattered all over a sign outside the entrance of the club. West Palm Beach is a frequent getaway for the president and his family. He was there this weekend since he's at Mar-a-Lago over the Easter holiday. Florida's new legislative budget fails to serve the growing needs of families facing Alzheimer's disease. That's according to the Alzheimer's Association, which reports a sharp increase in the prevalence of the disease in the state and the cost of care. Last year, the number of people suffering from the neurodegenerative disease rose from 520,000 to just over 540,000. And health experts say that number is only expected to rise. Less than a third of the recommended funding for care was approved this year to help those living with Alzheimer's disease and their families. Well, listen up, parents. If you're picking up students at Venice Elementary School, expect a switch this week. The school district determined that the smaller front parking lot facing East Miami Avenue was inadequate, and pickup has been moved to the larger lot on the side of the school facing Bahama Street. A crew spent spring break repaving the 2 parking lots. The change is expected to make the process faster and safer. And officers from the Venice Police Department are expected to be on hand for a day or 2 to assist with those changes. Well, still to come here on ABC 7 with pieces of an out-of-control space station predicted to hit Earth. We'll show you your chances of getting hit by space junk. Plus, a warning tonight for homeowners, what Florida wildlife officials are saying after this video was released by the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind.
I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big.
SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free.
I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at SCORE.org.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Now to an out-of-control projectile spiraling towards Earth, capturing the world's attention. The doomed Chinese satellite, launched in 2011, is expected to make a crash landing sometime soon, leaving a trail of scattered debris. ABC's Brian Clark has been tracking its path. He gives us a look now at what we can expect.
Debris from Tiangong-1, China's first space station, expected to puncture the Earth's atmosphere between now and early Monday. Simulation video showing most of it breaking apart across the sky.
Somewhere between 10 to 40% of it will survive the entry, and those pieces will be of probably various sizes.
Scientists saying the U.S. is likely in the clear. The latest projection, debris falling in the Pacific Ocean far south of Hawaii. The unknown Chinese components adding to the mystery. 71% of the Earth is covered by water. Scientists say the odds of getting hit by falling space junk are 1 in a trillion.
Most of it won't cause any problems at all or no hazard at all to us, because most of it will just burn up in the atmosphere.
Lottie Williams defies those odds. She has the distinction of being the only person ever to be hit with space junk from a Delta rocket in 1997. She wasn't hurt.
If you see it coming, run.
Expert Bill Nye telling ABC's Whit Johnson there's a lot of uncertainty.
Debris from outer space, thousands of tons hit the Earth every night, every day, all the time. But this thing's 8.5 tons. And it's cylindrical. The solar panels are going to go like this or like this, and so there's a lot of unknowns.
Tiangong-1 served as a test platform for perfecting docking procedures. Its last crew departed in 2013, and contact with it was cut in 2016. Brian Clark, ABC News, New York.
And now to a warning tonight for homeowners after Sarasota County deputies responded to an 11-foot alligator found inside a residential pool earlier this weekend. We showed you this video captured by deputies showing an uninvited guest taking a dip in a pool, and it has since gone viral. Now the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is warning people that this isn't the only sighting they've been made aware of recently. The state's estimated 1.3 million gators are becoming more active, and while injuries from alligators are rare, the commission is urging swimming only in designated areas. As for backyard swimming pools, it makes no mention, but for homeowners, a little advice: just look before you jump in, just in case, and maybe turn the pool lights on if you have them, because this one was late at night. Look at that thing swimming around in there.
Everyone I talked to was talking about this video.
It really is making the rounds.
Oh, yes, it is.
I mean, it was on the BBC, I think I saw. Like, I don't know if it was actually on the channel, but on the social media, it made it all the way out there.
Can you imagine, though, walking outside? And, of course, you know, I have a screen around my pool, so you think that they know the
So did this one.
You think.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen. I
No.
guess they can break through screens. They can do anything just to get to where
They're
they
learning.
want to go. Scary, scary thought. At any rate, do look before you leave.
Yeah.
Great plan,
Definitely.
great plan. Look at this weather. This is what we experienced throughout the day today. Just nothing but fair skies, and in some cases, no cloud cover whatsoever. It was just a beautiful day, and as you can see, our tower cam showing you, Sarasota Bay Cam is showing you what happened out on the waterways. A lot of people taking advantage and being outdoors and enjoying all of that gorgeous, gorgeous Gulf of Mexico and the bays. It was just a beautiful day to be outside. So that's what happened today. And we have that drier air sitting on top of us as a result of that cold front that came through yesterday. Any rain that we have been getting is staying away from the coast. So we've been getting some showers, widely scattered light rains for the most part, and that's been taking place east of I-75. And we are going to continue with this unseasonably warm weather over the next couple of days. So what we've got right now is we've got this drier air, and you can see it just moving all the way down through to the southern part of the state. We have pockets of a little more moisture, but for the most part, the wet weather that we're seeing across parts of the Ohio Valley, that's all moving very quickly. This is snow, ice, sleet, rain, all moving off towards the northeast. And then we're getting just these light rains that have taken place along the east coast of Florida. And then because of the sea breeze from the east to the west coast, coming from the east coast and meeting up with the ones from the west coast, we're getting some of these showers that are taking place east of I-75, and they're going to dissipate pretty quickly tonight. Once they do, moving off towards the north, and then we'll see them move away. And so what we're looking at for us along the coastline primarily is mostly fair skies, and any rain that should be taking place will happen east of I-75. And this is what it looks like over the next several hours and into the nighttime hours. We've got these rain showers again well away from the coastline, dissipating, and then we get partly cloudy skies throughout the nighttime period. And during the afternoon hours tomorrow, a few showers to the north, a few showers to the south, but we're going to be pretty quiet along the west coast of Florida for tomorrow. High pressure is going to be sitting on top of us. We have unseasonably warm air that we're also going to be getting because those winds have shifted around. They're coming in out of the south, and that's really going to help to warm us up. And we're going to see our temperatures in the mid-80s for some locations across the area. Today we got up to a high of 83, 65 was the overnight low. Normally, this time of the year, 59, 78, that's what we should be seeing. And so our temperature differences have been pretty great, especially east. And what we're looking at are 5, 10, 12 degree differences, whereas at the coastline, not much of a change, but you move into the interior part of the state and you really are seeing those changes. So earlier in the day, these are some of the temperatures that we saw: 84 in Arcadia, 89 in Punta Gorda. Along the west coast, temperatures in the low 80s. And then these are the temperatures right now: 86 in Arcadia, Wauchula 82, and here at the beaches we're looking at very comfortable conditions with readings in the upper 70s. Tomorrow we get right back up to nearly 80 degrees. These temperatures will see 80s tomorrow, and if you're heading to the beach, we are looking at those winds coming in out of the southeast at 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet, and a light chop out on the bay. So over the next 7 days, we're going to keep those temperatures on the warm side in the 80s through Wednesday. Another cool front comes in, just slightly changing our temperatures. We're back up into the 80s just in time for next weekend. Looks pretty good. Adam?
Now, sports.
Rays trying to split their first series of the season against division rival Boston today. Utility man Brad Miller picking up his first home run of the season off Hector Velasquez, a solo shot in the second inning, and it puts the Rays up 1. That lead would hold on until the 5th inning. Free agent pickup JD Martinez delivering a single. Mookie Betts scores from second, and it's a tie ball game in the 5th. That would last until the 6th when Rafael Devers singles to right off Yanni Chirinos. There it is, Brock Holt. Thrown out at the plate, however, but the Red Sox win another close one. 2-1 is the final. Now it's off to New York for the Rays to take on the Yankees. Lightning taking on the Predators at home right now, and the Predators with a 1-0 advantage. Second period about to start in that game as well. And the table is set for Monday's National Basketball Championship between Villanova and Michigan. The Wolverines erasing a 10-point second-half deficit to knock off Cinderella Loyola Chicago, and Villanova obliterating Kansas right from the jump, breaking multiple NCAA records with 18 three-pointers as a team. Michigan's head coach said today the Wildcats look like another form of their last opponent, Loyola.
A little taller, a few shot blockers inside. And just probably better in some respects and maybe not in some others.
Usually when you play a good team, there's usually something you can give up and can make a defensive game plan, but it's not the case here.
Tip-off for the men's national championship is scheduled for 9:20 p.m. tomorrow. Tonight, however, we find out who the best women's team in the country is. Notre Dame taking on fellow 1-seed Mississippi State in the final. The game in the second half right now, and Mississippi State with the 21-14 advantage. American tennis player John Isner has won the first ATP Masters 1000 tournament in his 14-year career. The 32-year-old beat Alexander Zverev with an ace in the Miami Open final today, starting as a 14 seed. Isner becomes the first American man to win that tournament since Andy Roddick in 2010. Fellow American Sloane Stephens won the women's title on Saturday. It's the first U.S. sweep in the tournament since 2004. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's at FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
ABC7 is gearing up for this year's JDRF One Walk on Saturday, April 7th at Nathan Benderson Park, and we'd love for you to join us. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Matter, and this is my friend Emma Bella, who lives with type 1 diabetes.
The JDRF One Walk helps raise awareness and funds for kids with type 1 diabetes, and it's fun too.
Walk with us and make a difference.
And help kids like us.
For more information, visit walk.jdrf.org.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Well, it's not only Easter, it's also April Fool's Day, which meant that if you see something too fantastic or foolish to be true, it probably isn't. It's a lesson several Sarasota parents learned today. A local blog posting this article, the article claiming that starting tomorrow, children under 5 years old will no longer be permitted in downtown Sarasota's Main Street restaurants. Before you start yelling or throwing things at your screen or emailing your commissioners, just know that it's fake. It's an April Fool's joke. But what does it say about us that this might be somewhat believable? I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Maybe, I don't know if there was any wishful thinking out there when people read that.
It never even occurred to me that it was April Fool's until later in the day. Somebody said, "Oh, did you know?" Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. All real news here coming up at 11 o'clock.